Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports. It is From the Rough. I'm IndyCarTim live from the North Dallas FanStream Sports studios, joined as I typically, occasionally, sometimes always am, by PGA of America member Mr. Johnny Know-It-All About Golf and Golf Betting Gerber. Is that an approved nickname?
That's the first time I've ever heard you give me a compliment, especially when it comes to the golf side. But you've been building up. You've been building. What do you want from me? You want something. You want something. What do we need for the studio? What do we need? Because the compliments come with obligations.
Well, I saw the new Corvette ZR1s for 2026.
Okay. I see. Well, you're gonna have to do a lot more ass kissing than that to get one of those. But hey, we are back. 2026 PGA Tour season. We are back. It's been it feels like we've been gone forever.
Did we do shows the last 2 years? Because I don't know. It feels like we haven't.
Wow, I would say we are rusty, but we're trained professionals here. There's no rust. We're trained professionals. What better way to kick it off than Sony Open in Hawaii? So looking forward to a great year. We'll go over a lot of things today. We'll go over our stats from last year, betting profiles, things like that. We're going to cover some Korn Ferry Tour stuff, which is great. I know Tim's a little bit nervous about the Korn Ferry stuff, but these guys can certainly play. So I think we need to give them their due. Some of the up and coming PGA superstars on the PGA Tour this year. We'll talk about those periodically through the year. We're going to cover a little LPGA stuff again this year, guys. For the first time, we covered a little bit of, the majors last year when it got kind of, some of the storylines that we liked, but we're going to do a little bit more this year. But certainly our bread and butter and what everybody tunes in for will be the money makers. Mm-hmm. It's not Chris Moneymaker in Vegas that goes out there and plays poker. Real straight cash money makers. Again, we'll talk about this a little later in the show. On our record from last year, we're not proud of it. We're not proud of our record from last year, but was a profitable year, and certainly we'll continue that this year with a little bit more of our matchups. And we got a little bit of news in terms of covering the PGA Tour from FanStream Sports. You want to kind of announce that now, or you want to kind of announce that a little bit later on in the show?
Let's save that for a little bit later in the show, because honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. So that's going to be news to me.
You do, but
I do. Okay, all right. Well, then we'll save it for me and everybody else. We'll save it.
Yeah. A little surprise.
We'll break that. We'll break that coming out of the first break. How's that? We'll talk about. We got to have things to talk about coming out of the breaks. So we'll use that for that.
And a great show today. We got Chris Kohler coming on board, the general manager, director of golf of the Retreat down in Cleburne, Texas, a magnificent place. I've done some work with them over the last couple of years. What a magnificent facility. Yeah. Tim, you've been down there. You know how beautiful that place is. If you can get past the zoo gates of that place, basically what it is, and we talk about this all the time down there at the Retreat.
Wildlife preserve.
Oh man, it's Jurassic Park down there. It is fantastic. And I love wildlife, and I think everybody knows it's been tuning into the show for the last couple of years. My experience, first time I was down there, got up in the morning and there was a mountain lion sitting on my car. So, and I wasn't even scared of that, but I was scared of the 3,428 different types of snakes that I saw when I was there. And everybody knows I'm only scared of two things in life: snakes, and I can't say the other one on there. So, we're going to have Chris Kohler on here in about 30, 40 minutes. Talk about a little bit PGA Tour. Let him pick some winners for the Sony, and on top of that, we'll pick some winners for the majors this year. That's always fun to have a little different opinion. And I think we're going to get Scott Hamilton on the second hour of the show, part of the FanStream Sports family starting up in Carolina.
He's been bumped to next week when we had to move the time.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah,
yeah. Please tune in for that. A writer for Golf Week. A ton of knowledge on the golf, but a ton of knowledge in sports in general. So I guess we'll have Scott on next week, but kind of timing constraints. But
sure.
Looking forward to the show. Looking forward to a great year. So let's kick it off on some of your thoughts here, Big Dog.
And the reason, just to give everybody a tease, the reason Scott cannot come on with us today is because he has an interview scheduled with Brandel Chambly for an appearance to talk some golf on the Scott Hamilton show coming up later this week. So you guys make sure you check that out at fanstreamsports.com. Some Brandel Chambly discussions.
Yeah,
I'm all about Brandel Chambly, dude. He can talk about whatever he wants.
Brandel Chambly is a guy that there's no middle with him, right? You like him or you don't. It's A to Z. There's no middle there. So, what a great get for Scott on his show. His show's fantastic. But Brandel's going to tell you how it is, and I'm certainly the Brooks Koepka topic will come about, and we'll talk about that also on the show.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. So the PGA Tour, boys and girls, if you didn't know, is officially back. The rangefinders are charged. The swing thoughts are already out of control. And yes, Waialae Country Club is once again asking golfers to hit fairways like it's 1996. There's a new season, new storylines. As a matter of fact, Korn Ferry's already playing. They're playing their final round today. And we've got some old guys that are still hanging around and some old guys that want to get back into it. I'm looking at you, VJ, saying, what the hell are you doing right now? Because we've got a loaded show, Johnny, and a loaded season. The Sony Open, we'll do previews and predictions, and, of course, your winning picks and my, picks. And we'll see if we get the thumbs up or the thumbs down from Johnny. We don't have any crossovers today, so that will probably bode well for everybody.
That's thumbs up already. Thumbs up already.
We'll talk about why this feels like an actual real season opener for the tour. And, of course, we've got Brooks Koepka talk. He's officially back on the PGA Tour. What does it cost him? A lot. And, of course, we will discuss a very massive Korn Ferry schedule for some tournaments that are going to really matter for some guys over there on that tour. So let's tee it up, Johnny. Let's start with a little bit of Sony Open. Kind of feels a lot like the first day of school here. Everybody shows up with their shiny new equipment, new swing coaches, new expectations. Everybody kind of pretends like their off-season swing change is finally the one to get them over the top. But meanwhile, there's always that one veteran dude who will somehow still have a locker that everybody forgot exists. Again, VJ Singh, I'm looking at you with all respect, by the way. Of course, the Century is no longer opening the season, but the Sony Open in Hawaii, as my old man used to call it, Hawaii. With his West Texas accent. It's the leadoff hitter for 2026, and it's doing so with one of the better fields we've seen here in a while. 7 of the top 20 players are out in Honolulu, and that matters. Ryder Cup guys like Johnny's nemesis, Colin Morikawa. Are we going to carry that nemesis through 2026? Like, we're continuing that bit, right? He's still your nemesis?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. It'll go on all the way till probably Memorial when I see him. And him and the wife, we hold hands together, and he gets upset again and withdraws. Yeah. Probably it's where we're going to go. Probably. Today's her birthday, by the way. Today's her birthday. I saw it on social media.
Oh, well, happy birthday to your future ex-wife. All the way.
I don't believe in divorce.
Future ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's even that. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those.
Marriage is unnecessary. We don't need.
Yeah, unnecessary. At this stage in the game of my life, I'm on my back 9, but I ain't. There's no reason. There's no reason to restart, bud.
No, what's the point? Colin Morikawa, Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, JJ Spawn, of course, the captain, Keegan Bradley, is here if we want to rehash that. We've got European firepower like Robert McIntyre, Bobby Mack in the field, 2 gloves, Aaron Rye, and one of my all-time favorites, Harry Hall, and, of course, the international crew is loaded. Hideki Matsuyama, along with Siwoo Kim, Corey Connors, the greatest Canadian golfer of all time. Defending champion Nick Taylor, and Adam, don't call me Adam Scott. And that's not a warm-up field. That is a statement by the tour for the first event of the season. So you're aware of what's going on with VJ Singh, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So
what is happening here and why?
Well, if you look, why does that doesn't bother me, and I don't know why it should bother anybody. Vijay Singh has earned the right to take a 1-year exemption on the PGA Tour in terms of career money. That is completely his right. Vijay Singh is if you look in the kind of components of golf, Vijay Singh has the one component that the guys that are over the 50 that are playing the Champions Tour in between 50, 60, I think Vijay's 60 now, maybe somewhere around there. He has the component that is very vital on the PGA Tour. He still can hit it far. Vijay Singh will be above average on the PGA Tour in length. So listen, he's not taking spots away from guys on the PGA Tour. If people think that, no, it doesn't work that way. He's not getting in the signature events. He is basically taking a 1 year, and Matt Kuchar is going to do the same thing at some point. I don't know if it's this year or next year. Probably maybe to get ready for the Champions Tour. This is what these guys do.
Right.
And they've earned the right to do that. If you finish so hot in the certain career money, you can take a one-time exemption. A lot of these guys don't use it until right now, or they lose their card in the middle of their career or something like that. So listen, I have no problem with it. Again, nothing against Bernhard Langer, but Bernhard Langer can't compete on the PGA Tour because he can't hit it far enough.
Right.
So, for VJ to do it, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all.
No, and it doesn't bother me. He's 62. A 3-time major winner, top 5 in the Open and the U.S. Open. So I don't have a problem with at all. I'd love because these are all the names I know, like the guys that I watched growing up play. Not really growing up. I mean, he's a little bit younger than that, but the argument I'm hearing from a lot of people is that he's taken a spot from a younger player who could be playing on the tour. But that's not accurate, right? Like, that's not a spot that would be taken up by somebody else.
There's categories on the PGA Tour, right? Mm-hmm. So you get in events by categories. Vijay Singh has the same right as the category that he sits in as it's no different. It's not that much different than a past winner of a tournament. You're in a category of a past winner. You might not be fully exempt on the PGA Tour, but you fit a category that when the field is full and they need spots or they pick from different categories, he falls into that spot. Right. He's not going to get in every PGA Tour event. He's not. Is he going to get in some of the good ones? Yes. Is he going to get, will they let him in on sponsor exemptions from maybe events that he has won in the past? Yeah, why not? He's a past champion. You should be able to do that. Every event has a little bit different criteria on what guys get in. It's just like the British Open, right? You can play the British Open till you're 65 years old if you're a past winner. But what's wrong with that? So listen, for people to complain about, purse fields and stuff like that, where they're getting deducted all the time in terms of guys not letting you play from the signature events. So full field event, it's not like VJ's getting in a signature event unless he plays well and he qualifies
and he earns
for it.
Yeah, right.
That's right. So listen, what are they worried about? Listen, if you're good enough status where you are at and status wise, then you're good. You're good. You should have nothing to worry about. The PGA Tour is the greatest sport in the world in terms of competition, because listen, the bottom line is if you can play, they can't hold you back. They can't. If you play well, there's nothing holding you back. So the people who say they're taking a spot, well, there's other people taking spots on sponsors exemptions that are not PGA Tour members either, right? But you should have a problem with that if you have a problem with this more than anything. Yeah, but Vijay Singh is a PGA Tour member. He's a member of the PGA Tour. So, hey,
like you said, he's played his way into this situation, and I don't have a problem with it at all.
Zero.
I applaud it. It's great.
Zero problem. He's had some of his, past discretions in terms of being accused in his early days of cheating, things of that nature, which they're pretty valid when it comes to that. I've had some interactions with Vijay Singh. I thought he was delightful. I had no problem with him. But it's VJ was about VJ. He knew he had to work harder than everybody else to be really good because he wasn't nearly as talented as some of those other guys. And he just worked his ass off. And listen, for a guy like that to take a 1 year, it's not like 5 years or 10 years. He's taking a 1 year career money exemption. Yeah. Fine. He'll probably play 15 events. Okay, cool. Yeah. Playing 15 events on top of his Champions Tour schedule. I think that's a pretty good run. I think that's it. And he's doing it now because I think he knows this is probably he's got 2 or 3 years left on the Champions Tour. Let's really play well, grind it out on the PGA Tour, because if you're playing really good on the PGA Tour, you might not be winning. You're probably going to transfer over and win on the Champions Tour, because it's just way harder on the PGA Tour. So like we're in the same boat. I got no problem with it.
And I can't wait to see the first time he shows up on one of Johnny's cards.
And he will.
I know
I promise you.
I know
he will.
And look, for a tour right now that one of the biggest complaints from people is that there's no stars. Why would you have a problem with one of the past stars, and I mean absolute star, coming back and showing up? I mean, it's not like he's going to finish in the bottom 10 every week. I don't think anybody anticipates that. He's going to come back and he's going to be a star once again. And I'm here for it, man. Yeah.
If people don't think Vijay Singh is a star, I'm going to tell you something real quick. Vijay Singh was one of 2 or 3 players that was number 1 in the world during the Tiger era, period. That's a star. That's a star. And there's not very many of them. I think David Duval was for a week. It was Vijay, David Duval, and I'm not really sure who the other one is.
Yeah.
But in that era, he was one. Tiger was coming up. He wasn't really the peak of Tiger then. But when Tiger was in Phil never got to number 1 in the world when Tiger was in his run. Vijay did. So hey, listen. Well, okay. Let me throw it back at you. Would you rather see Phil out there or Vijay?
Oh hell no. We're going to talk about that too here in a little bit, because the PGA Tour went through great lengths with this new, whatever it's called, member return program to make sure that Phil did not qualify for it. And trust me, it is, might as well call it the Phil Mickelson rule, because they set this parameter strictly so that Phil does not have a doorway back to the PGA Tour. And we'll get into that a little bit later.
Didn't they do it like 1 year after? They did it like 1 year after he won his major.
Yeah, 2021 is the last time he won his major. And they opened the door for anybody that won a major after 2022.
That wasn't coincidence. I promise you that. That wasn't. No.
And I'm here for it too, for sure. Johnny, let's welcome in our guest. I don't want to say guest. We're going to say welcoming in our star of the show here, because
there he is.
Hello, boys.
Mr. Chris Kohler joins the show, the general manager, golf director out at the Retreat in Cleburne, Texas. There's a guy that knows a little something about golf.
He knows a little something about everything. He knows a little something about everything, boy. Let me tell you.
A little something about Fireball, a man after my own heart. Mr. Chris Kohler.
Hey, after this show, that might be one of our new sponsors. We got Tomstown, great distillery here in Kansas City. Fireball might be numero dos when it comes to that. We might,
because he is also the originator of everyone's favorite drop,
Scotty Scheffler.
That one right there.
and trust me,
I'm still waiting on my royalties check for that, by the way.
It's in the mail. It's in the mail.
I'm gonna tell you all a quick story. This is one of the greatest stories. You guys can get a laugh at this. So we were starting to really launch and really grow the golf show right after COVID. COVID was still going on in Dallas. And this is where the Scotty Scheffler came in. What was that, 22? Probably 22, yeah. Tim?
Yeah, probably.
So, things were Dallas didn't go through the COVID stages, most of the country. The Dallas people were like, man, I'm doing whatever I want to do. That's just Dallas, Texas. So there's a great place we love to go to and right by the studio in Dallas called Mikosina. We love it. And they have these signature drinks called Mambo Taxis. So
I've had one.
During that time, I think Dallas was kind of the first big city that did delivery service for booze. So they got smart.
Yeah, delivering
takeout booze. They sealed it up, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, we were on this tangent in the studio just going off, and there's a Mikosina about 2 miles down the road. So Kohler, the bright idea, thought that he could go to Mikosina during COVID, walk in between intermissions. In between intermissions. So I don't know what kind of idea that was. I thought it was a great idea at the time, but it certainly knew you weren't going to be back at the show. And then you tried to get them delivered. I think that you did, or something like that. And it was like a 2-hour wait to get delivery. So that was the start of. That's when the Scotty Scheffler drop started, and we started talking about Scotty because he's just started.
Kohler,
he's really started going at that point.
Kohler, just so you know, that is 1.5 miles away, and you were trying to walk down there and back with our Mambo taxis over the course of a commercial break, which lasts about 4 minutes.
Hey, Mambo taxis can make you do a lot of strange things.
There's no question.
Yeah.
So you know what? I've never been accused of being the brightest bulb of the bunch, but that's probably one of my top moments right there.
Oh, it was classic. We still talk about it.
There's so much going on. Obviously, the tour starting this week in the Sony Open. Usually it starts last week with the Century, but all the stuff that they were dealing with out there. And, in between times, we kind of had this break of the last 3 or 4 days of the Koepka talk. What's going on with Koepka? Coming back to the PGA Tour and these other guys kind of staying. Give me a little take on what you think about Koepka coming back and maybe the other guys staying, not following Koepka's lead.
Well, I'm excited that Koepka's coming back. I think his talent. I always understood he was probably the one person I didn't really get upset with leaving, because from what I've always understood in his story, right, is he wasn't ever sure if he was going to be healthy enough to really ever compete again. He took the money, the guaranteed money from Liv, to do what's right for his family. I mean, which one of us wouldn't do that if your health is in jeopardy? Well, now he knows he's back to playing some pretty good golf, and now he wants to compete with the best. So I think that that's where I'm all for him coming back. I hope I'm sure some guys are not going to be in favor of it, but sounds like they whacked him pretty good on the stuff that I've heard and read about, as far as the penalties he's going to have to pay over time and things like that. And I think just anytime you got him in contention in a golf tournament or a major is a good thing for the sport. So
absolutely.
As far as the other guys go, I'll be honest with you, I was extremely shocked, because I thought when Koepka came, I really thought, especially when you heard Bryson thinking, I need to reevaluate and this kind of situation. John Rahm always never seemed like he was a true fit. With Liv. Cam Smith, I think, he's a good dude. He's an Aussie boy. I think he likes the beach, likes to whatever. I think his competitive edge has kind of left him more than anything. I mean, he's still a great golfer, but I don't think he has quite the competitive edge like a Bryson or John Rahm or Brooks has, in my opinion. Just he's got a very more relaxed vibe. But those three, I was really shocked to hear that they didn't come. I mean, my only guess is that the PGA Tour said absolutely no to the YouTube golf thing with Bryson DeChambeau, which I think is a mistake on their part if that was their deal breaker, because I don't understand why they're so gung-ho about not with the YouTube golf and all this kind of stuff, because all that does is bring more audience to your league. That's all it is. Why would you not want to have that?
Yeah.
So.
And I tried to make a point a couple of weeks ago. I wrote an article about this. Cam Smith doesn't really move the needle. Like, the PGA Tour is not going to miss Cam Smith. I like him, and I think he's super talented. I think John Rahm, I think there's going to be a pathway to John Rahm to come back, even though he has to say it. I don't think he wants to give up that bread. I saw that DJ just re-signed to go back with, and I think that's another story that.
Dustin Johnson signed a multi-year deal to stay, and I don't think that surprises anybody. I don't think anybody cares on the PGA Tour. I don't know that anyone's interested in watching him, but Smith, Rahm, and DeChambeau signed just 1-year commitments to stay for 2026.
Yeah, they have another one on their contract, but I think DJ did it for other reasons. I think the people in the know what I'm talking about in terms of some policies that the PGA Tour put on that he's not going to be able to meet. So I'm not going to dive into that. So I think people know what I'm really talking about. But you made a great point about
he thinks that somebody had to read the contract to him so he'd understand it.
Listen, his phone definitely doesn't ring from NASA to call him. I promise you that. But you made a great point about Koepka. It's like, he didn't know he was injured. He didn't really know what he was going to be able to do, and to take it now and then foreshadow maybe 2 or 3 years he is healthy. So yeah, a great move, I certainly think. But I tried to make a point before even Brooks came. I said, if you look at it this way, the PGA Tour is losing the PGA Tour is losing sponsors. They're going to lose farmers. They're losing some of these sponsors. So what would hold? So these guys aren't PGA Tour members anymore. Rahm's not a PGA Tour member. Brooks not a PGA Tour member. But these sponsors are going into tournaments with sponsor exemptions and saying, hey, listen, I want Jon Rahm to play Phoenix. If Jon Rahm doesn't play Phoenix, I'm going to take away the sponsorship.
Right.
Why can't they? Why would they not be able to do that? Now, they're not PGA Tour members. They can give a sponsorship, and I don't know the answer. The sponsors potentially can hold some cards that maybe can get some of these guys back in the tournaments, or they'll use their leverage to not be sponsors anymore. Because Jon Rahm living out in Scottsdale will make the waste management better. And I made a point where Cognizant in West Palm, in the beginning of March, it starts the Florida swing where Brooks Koepka lives. If he's in that field goes up, the viewership and the people and the crowds go up exponentially when it comes to that. And this is before he came back. So if Cognizant says, hey man, I can give a sponsor's exemption to a non-PGA Tour member, you're going to tell me I can't do it the way I want to do it with Brooks Koepka, and I'm not going to sponsor the event. So they had some, I don't think it will come to that, but that could potentially happen in some spots that maybe getting these guys back a little bit.
That's a really good point. Like I said, I would love it if they could figure out a way to truly coexist between the two places. I mean, honestly, because it's so refreshing last year watching it when you got to see Brooks Koepka and Jon Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau pegging it up in the Masters, and they're getting paired with PGA Tour players. You can tell there's still a lot of them are still buddies with some of each other, and I think how awesome was it when we got to see was it the Bryson Rory matchup, right? I mean, the star of
Ryder
PGA,
Cup.
the star live, right? And I mean, I think it's just for great TV, and I'm always going to be what's entertaining first, but what's best for your league. I mean, if it's entertaining, that's what's best for your league. I mean that's how you get your sponsors, and that's how you put on the stuff. So I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get them to work it out, but we'll see. I'm still shocked because you hear that the Live I know that guy's got more money than he knows what to do with. The guy's backing the whole thing, but
you can't keep losing money though. The guys who have money like that, they don't like to lose money. That's why they have so much money. They're not dumb people.
Exactly. So, but because all I hear and read about is it's not doing very good. I mean,
no. Oh, they're in the red for sure. There's another guy out there. I want you to get your thoughts. That doesn't fit that category. It's not the four, but definitely moves the needle. Underrated guy that the PGA Tour wants back. He doesn't fit that criteria though. Is Joaquin Niemann. I'm telling you, they want Joaquin Niemann back on the PGA Tour to get that South America viewership, get some of that, because there's not who's the predominant South America guy that people can relate to from that category. There's not one on the PGA Tour. So there's a guy to look out for that he doesn't fit that reinstatement category as it stands now, but there could be a movement maybe next year that says, hey man, they're going to move the parameters on the reinstatement clause. And certainly that's a guy that they will target, that they want back on the PGA Tour.
I agree with you. I'll be interested to see if he goes, just because he was kind of heavily recruited by Sergio, I think, to join Live, and I know they're very close. And I don't see Sergio ever coming back, nor do I think the PGA.
They don't want him back.
They don't want him back. Yeah.
So
Sergio doesn't move the needle. No, Sergio's burned too many bridges. He's an asshole in the first place, man. So if you go, that's on a personal experience. Trust me. Yeah. I just think that's a guy that they'll target coming back maybe in the next round, because there's going to be another phase of this. And Tim made a great point. Tim's calling it the Phil Mickelson clause at this point, because did you notice, they said 22 to 25 and Phil won in 21. So that's a guy that was a great point that I didn't even think much about.
Right.
Yeah, it was not an accident. Not an accident at all. Kohler, with the new season coming up, we've got kind of a new guy that'll be teeing off with everybody, but he's a new old guy with Vijay Singh using his career exemption to come back to play some events here on the tour. What are your thoughts on VJ coming back? What do you expect from him?
You know, I can tell you, we all know this just by his reputation and just seeing him personally with the few years I worked at Colonial. The guy, no one's going to undo his work ethic. I guarantee he's been putting time in. Having said that, I mean, how old is VJ now? I mean,
62.
Yeah.
Almost as old as Johnny.
I was always kind of a VJ fan. I mean, I know he was kind of he kind of gave off the persona of not being a very friendly guy to the fans and stuff like that. But I actually got to know or meet him, and he seemed like a nice guy to me. And tell you what, I have respect for anybody that puts the amount of time and effort into their craft that he does. So I think it'd be a cool story. Do I have high hopes for him? No. I think there's just looking at the board today on who's in there. There's so many good players that have good history at this course. Number one, but I'll certainly be rooting for him. If he makes the cut, I'll be shocked. But that's just my personal opinion.
He has the attribute that is needed on the PGA Tour. He can still hit it far, and he will be middle to upper pack of the PGA Tour in driving distance. So that's something I made a point. He's not Bernhard Langer. As great as Bernhard Langer is, he can't hit it far enough to compete. Right. VJ can.
Yep,
and VJ,
fair enough.
VJ's bugaboo was always putting. So, he just hit it so well. But yeah, some people were upset about him using that career money. You're going to look at a guy like I made a point earlier that Kuchar's probably going to have to do that too, maybe next year if he doesn't keep his card. And again, he doesn't have that length that VJ does, but he certainly can grind it out. And VJ will get some exemptions. I have no problem with it. But hey, the PGA Tour season's starting, and I'm going to get into your picks for the Sony in a bit. But we like to play this little game at the beginning of the year. We did this last year when you came on about picking the four majors this year. Let's run down your thoughts of potentially the four majors this year. And then we'll get into maybe some of your thoughts about a couple picks on the Sony for everybody.
Well, so I've got, it's kind of becoming. I was the one that kind of doubted that Scotty Scheffler could repeat what he did, and sure enough, he didn't have maybe as good of a season, but dang near as good of a season. He's obviously showing it's not a 1-year wonder with Scotty. So when it comes to Augusta, I think he's got to be the odds-on favorite, obviously. But don't
go out on a limb. Don't go out on a limb at all. Don't do that, please.
I think. The one person I think is going to add a second major. Okay, he's only won one, I believe, and he could very well do it at Augusta because he's won there. I think Hideki Matsuyama is going to have a really big year this year, like multiple wins, and maybe one, if not two majors.
Okay. He's got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, certainly.
Yeah, I just if you wanted me to like really kind of, jump off, I could go down the rabbit hole and go, all right, Jordan Spieth's second year off surgery, maybe he feels a little bit better. Does he have a little resurgence in him? And maybe get some of that Augusta magic back in there? Sure. But, I'm going to kind of get into some other ones, but I think Augusta, it just sets up so well for Scotty on just, not the Scott. Scotty's got every tool in the game, right? And especially once he learned how to actually start making putts with the claw and everything like that, and go into the spider putter. That was his one kind of thing that held him back a little bit. But he's always had great ball striking, always really good short game. His putting always kind of let him down. But now that's not the case. So I think just Augusta sets up really well for him. I think this is going to be a very me personally, I think it's going to be a down year for Rory. I think he's going to. That's just just with him moving back to Europe. I think focusing a little bit more on some family stuff. Maybe not as much of a grind. He crushed the Grand Slam last year. He delivered on his promise on winning the Ryder Cup on US. I think he's going to take a big breath this year, and so
I think so too.
I'm not saying he's not going to be, he'll be in the FedEx Cup in the top 30, but I'm just saying I don't think he's going to be contending as many majors. He won't be in the final groups or anything like that. I think he's going to struggle in the majors this year.
Let's go tournament by tournament then, and we'll all give our picks, Johnny. So why don't you give your Masters pick next before we move on?
Masters.
I mean, because that's where we are right now. Kohler started with Masters, so we'll start with it.
Give me 2 seconds. Go ahead and y'all.
All right, I'll give you mine.
Okay.
My 2026 winner, my prediction, guys, is Bryson DeChambeau. That's who I think will win the 2026 Masters.
I could definitely make an argument for that. I mean, he's been in contention out there recently. So, I'm going to go with Hideki. I'm going to say Hideki. We're going to get the caddy to bow back to the hole 18 again, which I thought was one of the coolest things, whatever.
That was really cool. Was that 2021? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
If you're going to force me not to not pick Scotty, because I think Scotty ought to be the favorite just with everything there, but I would say Hideki. Scotty Scheffler.
I'm going with Shane Lowry.
Okay.
Lowry.
Shane Lowry.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have next on the calendar. We'll just go in calendar order. How about that? Would be the PGA Championship. That'll be, of course, in May.
Mm-hmm. Aronimik.
Was that in Pennsylvania? Yeah. This year. Defending champion, of course, is Scotty. My last time the PGA was played there, Gary Player won it in 1962.
Boo.
Gary Player will not win the PGA Championship this year.
No.
I'm going to go out on a limb and predict that. How about bring me the head of Victor Hovland for your PGA winner this year?
So, to be honest with you, when I was going through the lineup this year in Aronimik, I don't know very much about Aronimik. So I had to go look at some pictures, and I was like, when's the last time, like you said, Gary Player's last time they won a major there?
1962.
But I guess they had the PGA Championship there in 2018. I was looking at the leaderboard who played well then. Give me Xander Schauffele.
Ooh, there you go.
I think Jordan Spieth finishes the career Grand Slam wins at Aronimik.
Ooh.
Man, you are really high on Jordan Spieth this year.
Massively high on Jordan Spieth.
Jordan Spieth may not win a tournament this year.
Wager is firmly available for you if you.
Chris, I said the same thing about Scotty Scheffler last year, and I was right for a little while.
You said Scotty Scheffler 3 years ago would never win a golf tournament.
No, I said last year he wouldn't win last year.
Yeah, he only won 8.
Well, he didn't win. When was his first one though? It was a few months in. I was right for a little while.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, you're good for 3 hours.
I was looking really, really good. Let's go to Shinnecock Hills, boys. The U.S. Open in June. Defending champion JJ Spawn.
Okay.
The last time it was the U.S. Open was there, 2018. Brooksy wins. How about 2026? Johnny, bring me the head of Tommy Fleetwood to win your 2026 US Open.
Okay.
I'm gonna raise, and we're gonna see history this year. I liked Johnny Gerber's prediction of Jordan Spieth closing out the Grand Slam. How cool would it be if we had back-to-back Grand Slams and Scotty Scheffler closes out the U.S. Open at Shinnecock?
Scotty Scheffler.
Not terrible.
Scotty Scheffler may not win another tournament the rest of his career.
I can't pick Jordan Spieth back-to-back majors, but he did win the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, which is a link-style golf course, going to play very firm and fast like Shinnecock. But I like Terrell Hatton at the USO at Shinnecock.
Wow. I don't hate that pick at all. I would love to see that. Yeah. The tournament in July, formerly known as the British Open,
still is
now called the Open Championship. I don't know who came up with that name. And let's be honest, of all 4 majors, the one that shouldn't be a major.
Yes, it should.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to start a movement. I keep saying this every year. I'm going to start a movement to have it removed as a major and just put it back on the Korn Ferry Tour where it belongs.
Should it be the same? They switch out. They call it the John Deere Open. It should be John Deere instead of the Open Champion. Is that what you want it to be?
No, you know what I think the fourth major should be, and it should not be the British Open or the Open Championship, as they say.
Byron Nelson.
We can have it at Stonebriar.
Right.
Royal Birkdale this year, boys and girls, in Southport. Defending champion Scotty Scheffler. The last time we had the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale, 2017. Anybody remember? Your winner in 2017, Johnny.
Royal Birkdale. That was Jordan Spieth.
That was Jordan Spieth. Very good. My predicted winner for 2026 at Royal Birkdale, boys and girls, Rory McIlroy.
Okay.
I kind of blew your theory out of water, CK, but that's okay.
It sure did. But that also comes from the guy that said 3 years ago Scotty Scheffler wasn't going to win another golf.
Yeah. Credibility.
That was a year ago, to be honest. So that's even more recent than that.
All right.
You know what? I think this guy's gonna have another good. I think it'll have another breakout or his breakout year this year. I just don't have him winning in Shinnecock, but I think Tommy Fleetwood will take this one.
Ooh,
yeah, you took my pick. I think Tommy Fleetwood wins the British Open. That gives me, my opinion is 3 out of the 4 majors this year is going to be won by Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
Are they allowed to play on the PGA Tour?
Sure they are.
You're not from America?
Is anyone from America anymore?
I'm certainly not. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. You're from Spain. I don't know where
Go
you're
Canada,
from.
eh? Go Canada, eh?
But no, it's great. So transitioning into the Sony Open, CK, I know it's really early in the season. These guys normally will use these first 2 weeks for a little bit of tune-up. We got some big names that are a little bit rusty. Part of the handicapping for me going into the beginning of the year, I always look at guys that I know make phone calls that have been practicing as opposed to taking vacations, things like that. We usually have a great start to the year. Tell me who some guys that maybe you like, give me a winner, give me a top 10, top 20 this week at the Sony Open.
Okay. I think this guy, so I think I'll give you my winner that just as I think, again, I'm predicting him to have a big year. I think Hideki Matsuyama has won here. I think he's going to come back. I believe he's won here, hasn't he, Sony?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, I have a feeling he's going to have a big year this year. So I'm going to start him off with that. Give me Russell Henley for a top 10. And give me Corey Connors for a top 10.
Yeah, good. So very weird. So we got 25.
I could make an argument for Russell Henley to win as well, but I like Hideki a little bit better.
Yeah, no, you're looking at you're funny you say that. So you look at 3 guys that you have a guy that hits the ball extremely high, a guy hits the ball very, very low, and a guy hits the ball in the middle. So you kind of moved it. It's all predicated on the wind. I think it's going to be 25 to 30 blowing. When Hideki won, there was no wind. No wind at all. So, he's a guy that hits it so high. That's why he's had such success at Augusta and Memorial and Dublin. Yeah. But when you start to get it real windy, that's when he really struggles. But, it'll be predicated on the wind. I'm agreeing with you. I think Hideki has a good year. But if it is blowing what they say it is, Russell with his success there, first PGA Tour win and his first PGA Tour start. But I think the flighter player, the heavier flighter player, like Corey Connors, we'll talk about him a little bit later. He is on my card. I think he's going to have a better year than what people think, especially with some of these guys, Canadians, making a push for the President's Cup team.
Yeah.
100%. And here's a bit of a preview for when Johnny and I do our official picks at the end of the show. You might see Hideki Matsuyama on my card in the winner's circle. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say he is. I'm going to say you might.
Yeah, so
like
CK, he just screwed you, basically what he's saying, because he's, as soon as he has a winner, he's out. He's out. But
my 2026 is going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Well, brother, appreciate you jumping on. I know you're busy at the retreat there. I will see you next week. We got our annual trip to Pebble Beach here coming up in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll do a show together in the Fine Lodge at the Fine Lodge at Pebble Beach. But appreciate you jumping on, brother. Looking forward to talking to you and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Chris.
Tim, I just DoorDashed you some Mambo taxis there, big boy. Coming at you.
Man, I'm waiting. I'm going to fill up my Whataburger cup with it. Can't wait. All right, there you go. Thanks
guys.
Chris.
Appreciate you, brother.
That is Chris Kohler.
He's the best. He is the best.
I like him apples. I always enjoy having him on. Johnny, let's take a quick break if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I know you don't mind. We're going to come back on the other side. Johnny's got a special announcement about FanStream Sports and some golf coverage, I guess we're going to get to. That's going to be not news to me, apparently. Or maybe I just don't know what he's announcing. But I know it ain't the purchase of the official FanStream Sports Dallas VR1 Corvette for 2026. I'm still waiting for that in the parking lot.
Definitely not.
But we are from the rough right here on FanStream Sports, talking Sony Open, talking some Korn Ferry, talking some Brooks Koepka. Whether you like him or love him, he's back, baby. We'll be back to talk more about it after this. Stay tuned.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That is PGA of America member John Gerber. Special thanks to Chris Kohler, General Manager, Director of Golf at the Retreat in Cleburne, Texas, popping on, sharing some previews with us. His majors picks for 2026. Probably should have written all that down, huh?
I can remember. Well, I mean, we don't have to write yours down. I mean, that's
mine are going to be the ones that win.
Foul balls.
Max Homa is going to win the career Grand Slam all in one season.
I'm surprised you didn't pick him
for a major.
Yeah,
see how he starts the year, and then we'll see how I feel about him at the Masters.
You can't switch that up.
I can do whatever I want.
You know, you're not grown.
No one's going to watch this show anyway.
Yeah. No one watches the show. Yeah.
However I want.
Yeah, but I think he has a bounce back year. I do. Your boy. That's your boy.
It is.
I think he has I think him and Jordan Spieth. They got the bounce house this year.
So let's wrap up some Sony real quick before we head into Brooks Koepka talk. Oh, but you had an announcement for everybody here. What's our big FanStream Sports
you
announcement?
Already know.
Johnny?
We've been very lucky over the past couple years to cover some sporadically cover some PGA Tour events. Very fortunate with our new acquisition and our new FanStream Sports Carolinas studio and the partnership that we have there, and with our new partner Scott Hamilton there. We have a great opportunity to be able to cover a lot more in the majority of the PGA Tour events this year for FanStream Sports. We're going to have to do a collaborative effort between Scott, myself, and you to cover
about on site, right? You're talking about on site, not just our writing and stuff, but
inside the ropes. So we've had some opportunities to be granted more credentials for the PGA Tour just through our hard work and the coverage of the PGA Tour. So we're looking forward to covering more PGA Tour events. It's going to start probably it's looked like we're going to start probably at the Players Championship this year. So we got credentialed for the Players Championship, which is a big deal for FanStream Sports. What it does is basically for the great part of this show, when we do our handicapping, when I'm on site, it just gives me a better insight of what these guys are doing on-course reporting, being inside the rope, being on the range, talking to these guys to get a better feel on how they think and some of the insights that most of these people do not know about. That's going to give us more access to the players and better access and better mindset on how to bet these players, how they're feeling. So we're really excited to get more credentialed for the PGA Tour season with the Scott Hamilton building and bringing on FanStream Sports Carolina. So we're really looking forward to that. So I'm excited. I know you're excited. I know you'll cover the Texas events. I know Scott's going to, him and I are going to work on the scheduling, what we can cover, and then drop you in some of these events. So a big advantage, and it's a big thank you to the PGA Tour for credentialing us more. And it's a big advantage when you're trying to handicap these events.
Yeah, and for you guys, the listeners and viewers, it means more coverage for you guys, more content for you guys, maybe some exclusive videos, some exclusive audio during our shows here on From the Rough, and a little bit, not that we needed it, but a little bit more credibility, I think,
Yeah. Always trying to get better. We're trying to give you guys a bigger, better product. And we appreciate your support over the years. And, you guys, the viewers and the comments and everything that you guys do, we've grown because of you, and we really appreciate it. And we really hope you continue to like the product that we put out as we continue to go forward from this show and all of our shows on FanStream Sports.
Looking forward to it, Johnny. Looking forward to it very, very much. So the Sony Open, of course, out in Hawaii, as my father would have said. And then he'd say, what? And then the next thing my dad would have said was, why in the hell are you talking about golf, boy? Why ain't you talking football? Well, Dad, I talked football for 8 hours already today. Yeah, I want to talk some golf. So the course, Johnny, par 70, just over 70,000 yards. 70,000. Just 70, over 7,000 yards.
What the, like 70,000 yards? What are you doing to me?
I like to play that course.
Is it a par 250 or what?
That would be awesome. It'd be a par 700, right?
Yeah.
Tight fairways, Bermuda greens. Wind shows up from time to time to sometimes create havoc. An iron player's course, a patience course. It rewards accuracy, I think, over aggression, controlled wedge play, and putting where you don't need to panic. Got to be controlled. It's old school golf, and I still think it's awesome. I love that course, and I love the tournament out there. What are your thoughts on the course itself?
Yeah, it's just one of those courses on the PGA Tour that you can't dominate. There's about 3 or 4 of these golf courses. Wind certainly is going to, the predominant thing will make this thing difficult. There's a lot of dogleg. It reminds me a lot of Heritage. On the PGA Tour, it's a place that, there's only a handful of these places out there that these guys don't feel like they can just, bomb and gouge. But if you're driving the ball extremely well and you have confidence, it certainly has an advantage to cut over the dog legs. It's a par 70, so you're eliminating 2 par 5s out there. So the longer hitters don't have that. It's certainly scoring. 25 to 30 is a normal breeze. It's a normal day there. So they're going to have to contest that. With the exception of when Hideki won, there was no wind, and that certainly boded well for him. So, yeah, I mean, whether the wind is the challenge there, again, it's a quirky place. That's why you see the guys year after year that play well there continue to play well there. Very old school, 60-year-old Bermuda grainy greens. So you're looking at guys that potentially are used to playing something like that. Maybe the Florida guys or the Georgia guys that are really good on Bermuda. Look at the past winners that has won out there. They're really good putters on Bermuda greens, and it's going to continue to go. A quick stat, with the exception of Hideki Matsuyama winning there 4 or 5 years ago, I think he was still at like 30, 35 to 1. He was coming off an injury. He wasn't really sure, so he had really long odds to win for Hideki, mostly going into a tournament. Over the last 5 or 6 years, the winner on odds in terms of betting, we'll talk about that a little bit later, was 50 to 1 or better, or worse. Better, worse. So between 50, no one lower than 50 to 1 on those odds. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on the show. And that goes to show you that it's quirky. You gotta be a really good putter, and you just can't dominate the place with your driver.
Yep, looking forward to it. Of course, teeing off on Thursday. Can't wait. The first tournament of the year. I'm ready for it, Johnny. I'm here for it. I've kind of missed it. There will be some changes to FedEx Cup Fall for 2026 after the season. We'll get into some of that a little bit later in the year to let you guys know and how it affects everything for sure. But let's get to the biggest news of the week, as my buddy, who I wrote off because I no longer cared, Brooks Koepka is back, baby. He is
Srixon brother.
My Srixon brother, who he hates now. After 4 years with Liv, he has been reinstated under the PGA Tour's brand new returning member program. He'll debut later this month at the Farmers Insurance Open and then make his way over to Phoenix. And make no mistake, though, boys and girls, this was not a free pass for Brooks Koepka. For 2020, well, let's see. Some of the conditions of his return, Kohler touched on it a little bit. He is ineligible for player equity payouts for 5 years. He is ineligible for FedEx Cup bonus money this year for 2026. He will be writing a $5 million check to charity per the PGA Tour. So he is potentially walking away from anywhere from $50 to $85 million in earnings to return to the PGA Tour. That's sacrifice. And you know what? Koepka said it himself. He said being closer to home, being closer to family makes it all worth it. And he says he believes in the tour's direction, and that mattered to him. And so, look, love him or hate him, this is a massive moment for golf, and I believe it is the first step to the downfall of that other tour. And I think that's the direction we're heading.
So this tells me two things. First off, it tells me listen, the other payments, athlete stories. Listen, you don't talk about their money or their family, right? So there's probably no one has really come out and said, okay, how much should each player have to come back to pay to get back on the PGA Tour? They're never going to release that. The $5 million to charity, they will, because they're not a charitable entity anymore. They have they're a publicly held company now. So they have to say where they're doing their charitable dollars, $5 million. So the other penalties, the speculation of other penalties, first off, everyone stop speculating because you do not know.
Yep.
They will not release that. They do not release that, and it may be different from every player. So please, everyone stop saying they know how much Brooks Koepka is going to have to pay. Now, you made a point potentially of this is where it goes to me, that he is not going to be equitable to get equity from the PGA Tour for 5 years. So this tells me two things. This tells me that Brooks Koepka plans on playing for longer than 5 years. 5 years. We said 5 years. And it tells me Brooks Koepka is healthy. So that's a lot. Brooks Koepka is going to earn his way next year in the FedEx Cup. He's going to play. He might not get the payout, but he's going to get in the FedEx Cup playing a full schedule. Brooks Koepka is going to play in the President's Cup. Brooks Koepka is going to get all these things, all these extra things that if he didn't think it was worth it to come back, you could say your family, certainly, that's easy. But the family thing, I can juggle each way because you're playing 12 events on Live. So your family, stop. That's great. Say that. He says the right thing. One of the reasons, and Kohler made a great point, was one of the reasons why Koepka went to Live because he was uncertain of his health and how long he would play golf. Coming back tells me that he is now certain on his health and how much longer he's going to play golf. That's what it tells me. And if I read between the lines, that's what it tells me. Listen, like Koepka, not like Koepka, Koepka moves the needle. I don't care what you say. Brooks Koepka moves the needle. Now, the other guys on that potentially would come in, Bryson moves the needle. Hate to say it, John Rahm moves the needle. Koepka moves the needle. Cam Smith does not move the needle when it comes to the guys that are eligible for reinstatement.
You might still be a fan of him personally and want to watch him, but that doesn't mean he moves the needle for the tour as a whole financially.
He doesn't. And I'm just being honest. It's just what it is. So, if I'm reading in between the lines and Koepka's not worried about getting an equity payment for 5 years on the PGA Tour, that's telling me he's going to play longer than that. And him coming back tells me that he is healthy and he still has a massive desire to play golf. A motivated Brooks Koepka is a dangerous Brooks Koepka. He just is. And when he gets motivated, you see how he has performed in the Masters. Do I have mixed feelings? I have mixed emotions for it. Not him coming back. The PGA Tour is a million times better off when Brooks Koepka plays. It just is. I don't care what anyone says. It just is. Take your personal feelings out of it. This was a business decision for the PGA Tour and a very smart business decision for the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. So this will also potentially open the door for other players. We talked about it a little bit with Kohler, Bryson, John Rahm, Cam Smith. But it tells me now the door is not shut for, reinstatement of these guys, obviously, but it's also not necessarily wide open, right? I don't know that the PGA Tour is standing there with their arms open wide, telling these guys, hey, come on back, because they're really not saying that. But the door is no longer locked, all right, from the inside.
Yeah.
So that, to me, step one. It's the first step. And like you said, the majority of these guys I don't give two craps about. Would I like to see Koepka, Bryson, Rahm, Neiman? Would I see all those guys back? Absolutely. I would. Absolutely. I would love to see all those guys back on the tour from a week-to-week basis. I think it's a better product.
And Rahm and DeChambeau said, hey, listen, they got a year left on their contract. Okay, cool. But even next year, they still fit that category of winning a major in between 2022 and 2025. Yeah. They're still in that. They still fit that category. Right. Do I think they're going to adjust that? Yes, I do. I think it's going to, you made a great point. They're going to open up a couple, maybe different parameters in 2027. I think the basis will still be there. You still can't get the equity. You can't do that. I think that's maybe the concrete value of where it starts. But is there maybe a couple other amendments to that? Listen, I'm just telling you right now, the PGA Tour wants Joaquin Niemann. They do. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just like the PGA Tour needs Hideki Matsuyama to carry that Asian market. They just do, and that's just good business. Now, if there was another South American player, besides John Rahm, when I say South America, I don't mean Spain. I mean South America. They're two different markets when it comes to that. Yep. If there was somebody else that would come along, at the high profile, Nico Echeverria, maybe, I just don't think he holds that clout. I don't think, Johnny Vegas, some of those guys, Colombia, I don't think in Venezuela, I don't think they hold that. But Joaquin Niemann, again, he moves the needle in South America.
Yeah. So look, and again, I'm all here for it. So let's tell you what, let's take a final break of the show here, Johnny, and then we'll come back. Get into some Korn Ferry conversation. What do you think about that? They announced their schedule. Their year started this week. Out in Bermuda. What was it? Bahamas. Sorry, Bahamas Golf Classic at Atlantis Paradise Island. We've got the winner for you here as of earlier today. And we'll get into a little bit of that, talk about the schedule. There's a couple of new places on the schedule that look to be a little bit exciting, and we'll get into that a little bit. I am IndyCarTim. That is Johnny Gerber, PGA of America member Johnny Gerber. We are back, baby, for 2026. Us and us and Brooks Koepka are back. The three amigos. We're back for 2026, and we'll be back.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other Turf Life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That's Johnny Gerber over there. Sorry, over there. That way.
Still me. Still me.
I'm still here.
I'm here.
Johnny, there's no sweeter sound than this right here.
Oh, you knew it too. What is that? Cold beer. What is that? I can't see. Modelo.
How about that right there?
You know, if we had a keg there, you wouldn't have to crack open those beers.
Man, that's true. How great would it be for us to have a keg here?
Yeah, it would be great. It would be great. It's been sitting there for damn 3 years, and you just won't go fill it up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know how to do that stuff.
It's not hard. It's just, you know what it's called? It's called effort.
It's called money.
You know how hard it was to get that keg in that studio?
You know how hard it is to leave this studio between business hours? I'm here at 7 a.m. and I leave at 10 p.m. every single day.
Why are you getting there so late at 7?
Because I'm here until 10 p.m. every day.
Why is that late? It should listen.
I'm gonna start working banker's hours.
There's a couch there. You can crash.
Yeah, but I can't go to the liquor store while I'm here. Contrary to popular belief, there's not two of me.
You got it. Maybe there is.
Probably way more than two.
Maybe.
A little bit of this going on here is gonna be way more than two. So that all starts with that.
Boxhead. That was something.
It's going to be a good year, I think, for 2026.
It's going to be a great year. Not good. I don't accept good. You know me. I have high expectations. I don't like good. Good is average.
That's why I date your hand-me-downs.
I'm excellent. I need excellence.
I demand
excellence. You just
very mid.
you just don't like you just don't like to strive for excellence.
I piss excellence. What are you talking about?
Okay.
That's what I do. I'm drinking Modelo right now.
That is pretty good beer. I like Modelo. I got misered up real hard one night on Modelo. It kind of hurt me a little bit. No, I'm sorry. It was Tecate. Tecate got me.
I love Tecate.
Yeah. I do too. I did. Apparently I liked it. I think when you hang out with the waterbed, beers go down like water. And we decided to do a Mexican water night. And I think he drank 28, maybe. I think I drank like 17. I tried it, I told you this a long time ago when I know we both like to have some drinks, but I told you a long time ago when you first met Waterbed, I said, don't try to drink with him. That's the worst thing. And
I do every time I see him. I mean, it's been a couple of years, but
and you try, but you're hurting. It makes you put your head down the next day.
I'm afraid I'm going to die every time I'm with him. He texted me the other day, by the way.
Oh, he did? Good.
Found an extra key to the car.
Oh, good.
He said, "Hey, I found this. It's like a valet key, where it just opens certain things, starts the car and junk." Yeah. And I said, "Well, next time you're out in the boot, let me know. I'll come swing."
Yeah, we'll see him next week when I'm back down in the studio.
Could be dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny. The Korn Ferry Tour kicked off this week, and out there in the Bahamas, or actually the Bahamas Golf Classic at Atlantis Paradise Island. And they wrapped up things today, which told us at 27 under. Now, I have to take exception here, Johnny. I'm not going to lie. Taylor Dixon won, okay, at 27 under. I need to take exception with this leaderboard, though. There's something fishy going on in the Korn Ferry Tour. And I don't know if this is course setup. I don't know if they're making things way too easy on these guys. But I'm looking at the full leaderboard from the Bahamas Golf Classic at Atlantis Paradise Island that just wrapped up today on Wednesday. And as I go through every player on the leaderboard, they list round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. By the way, Taylor Dixon with a Wednesday 65 for the final round.
Yeah, they're smart by how they're doing it, but
to finish 3 strokes over the Canadian Roger Sloan, at 24 under. But as I look at this leaderboard, I'm going down the listing. First, second, T3, T6, T13. I have to go all the way to T16. Michael Johnson at 20 under at T16 to find anybody that the first guy on the leaderboard that carded a 70 or higher in any of his rounds. Everybody above him on the leaderboard shot below 70 in all 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous and should not happen. That's why we had a 27 under win the damn tournament on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Well, I'm gonna give you. Well, it's not the one-time occurrence. That happens a lot. Here's the thing with that. Here's the thing with that place, Ocean Club at the Bahamas at Paradise Islands. I played it 3 or 4 times. First off, it's not very difficult. It's not very long, but it's a bit like this week in Sony. It's all predicated on the wind. If you look a few years ago when it was extremely windy, like 6 under par won. They played it at a different facility, but it's comparable to where they are actually playing. It's all predicated on the wind. There was no wind this time of year. It's a rarity in that area. It's just off the coast of South Florida that you have no wind. I mean, this time of year going into end of January, February, March, it's the windiest time of year in that area of the country. I lived down there for 12 years. I know. So that's why you're getting the scores. You have a soft golf course, you have no wind, and a golf course that's 6,800 yards, not very long. These guys are going to rip it up. It's just what it is. So don't take that as, hey man, that they're setting it up so easy. They set it up as hard as they can, with the exception of some pin placements that how the PGA Tour is structured. You have 6, 6, 6, 6 easy, 6 hard, 6 medium. You can't set them up extremely difficult every single day.
This says it was set up at 7,200 yards.
Yeah, but that's nothing. I mean, that's nothing for these guys anymore. 7,200 par 72 is nothing these days for guys with the technologies that are hitting farther, hitting all the par fives. The difficult part, there's no rough. There's very little rough, right? So they're not, there's water, but these guys are, they'll maneuver around the water. There are some shots that could be difficult. But again, if it's windy, those guys don't know nowhere close to shoot that. So it's all predicated on the weather.
We need to dial in some wind, because not only do I go to T16 and Michael Johnson to find the first guy to card a 70 or above in any of his 4 rounds, I have to go all the way to T28, Chan Kim, to find a guy who carded 270 or aboves in his round. And then I can go all the way down to nobody that made the cut carded more than 2 rounds in the 70s.
What was the cut? 7 under, 8 under?
7 under.
Yeah. So listen, the motto or the logo or the tagline on the Korn Ferry Tour is not official, but listen, if you even par out there is 5 under every single day. Listen, they don't set it up as hard as the PGA Tour. They want these guys to get used to shooting low scores. Now there is some spots that are very difficult, like Victoria National and Indiana in the series events and the playoff events is very difficult. So you'll see 5 or 6 under, win the golf tournament. Scarlett, they ate that place up, and that golf course isn't easy. So it's a testament. These guys are really good. These guys are the up and coming stars. These guys is coming out of college. And that's why we're going to start to cover it this year, because I want to get people the inside of Korn Ferry guys. And I'm going to be covering some Korn Ferry events this year. I'm going to cover, there's 5 or 6 events that we got credentialed for. I'm going to be on the grounds, but this is look how many good guys on the PGA Tour, stars now on the PGA Tour that started Korn Ferry. Yeah. That trend is going to continue. It really is. And I'm all for it. These guys are impressive. They're young, they're fit, they hit it forever. And that's just what the PGA Tour wants. You're going to see some guys like the Camilo Villegas. Roger Sloan's been out there for a long, long time, played the PGA Tour, probably has 150 starts. Yeah. So you see a mixed bag of guys that are out there, whether they're these young, man, I'm just telling you, man, these young guys, I covered the Korn Ferry Tour last year in Kansas City. These young guys are good, man, and they're every bit as good guys on the PGA Tour. And I love this part. I love the part of being able to cover these guys when they're starting their career and continue to follow these guys as they blast on the scene of the PGA Tour. Scotty Scheffler was a little bit of an anomaly. Scotty's won on every stage that he has went to. But there's so many better stories on the Korn Ferry Tour than there are on the PGA Tour. And one of the reasons why you and I talked about covering the Korn Ferry Tour is because I wanted to get some of these stories exposed to people. And maybe some of these stories that you guys, they might not make the PGA Tour. Guys that have been on the Korn Ferry Tour for 5 or 6 years. And maybe, listen, they're the Ben Griffin. They're the Ben Griffins of the world that maybe potentially has other jobs. These are great stories. No one heard of Ben Griffin 3 years ago. He quit. Even before that, he played Korn Ferry for 2 years. So these stories are out there, and I want to get these guys exposed to the general public that maybe the general public might not get the exposure to these guys. We want to give them here on From the Rough and give some of these really cool stories and to get to know these guys a little bit better.
Johnny, would you like an update on your golf BFF who played in this tournament, Taylor Montgomery?
Did he make the cut?
He made the cut.
Yeah.
He finished 68th.
What did he shoot? 12 under?
10 over. I mean, 10 under. Sorry, 10 under.
Yeah.
Started with the opening round 66, followed that up with a round 2 of 68. And the wheels fell off on Tuesday, Johnny, as he shoots a 77. And from what I can find on the leaderboard, there is only one round higher than that from everybody, even the guys that missed the cut.
Yeah.
As there was a 78 by Alistair Doherty?
Alistair Doherty, yep.
That shot a 78.
Scottish.
It has an American flag next to him, so I don't know.
He's Scottish.
Maybe he defected. And then he followed that up with a 69 and then missed the cut. But your boy Taylor Montgomery with a 77 in these conditions. And he followed. Now, Taylor shot a 67 today to wrap things up. But
yeah, so you got a guy that's got immense talent, has battled some injuries. He's a guy we're going to cover a little bit on the PGA. He's going to get some PGA Tour starts.
Sure.
He stayed at the casino too long and probably ate too much sushi at Nobu last night, or after the second round after he made the cut. Battling injuries. That guy is super talented. One of the best putters in the world. Trust me, he is. So listen, for everyone who follows the show, Taylor Montgomery. I'm a big Taylor Montgomery fan.
Your boy.
He's going to be one of these guys that I'm going to do a lot of coverage on TM this year. I like him a lot. He's a really good guy. He's a Vegas guy. So the reason I said the comment of casino, because I kind of know. But hey, listen, there's so many great stories like that. You look at a guy that's, again, PGA Tour starts, going to be back on the PGA Tour. I'm not worried about Taylor Montgomery.
No, me neither. I just thought that was funny. It was notable.
Yeah, it was good. I appreciate that jab. Thanks for the jab. Thanks for the jab.
Because every time he's on your card, what do?
Yeah, you dog cuss me.
I always text you back. I'm like, are you sure? Do you want to rethink this, Taylor Montgomery, in your top 10? Because he's going to miss the cut.
Well, the only way
I got faith.
Only way you could crucify me more is if you have him on your card, and then we're really in trouble.
Maybe I'm going to start doing that on purpose.
Yeah, maybe.
Every time you have him, I'm going to throw him and Max Homa up there to derail you. So the 2026 Korn Ferry Tour, Johnny, as we get into it, 25 events, a very unnecessary 7 countries. I don't know why we're playing Korn Ferry Tour events outside of America. I just don't get it. I will never understand that. No one will ever convince me that's a good idea.
You got to broaden the game. You got to expand
the game.
Look,
it's only in 15 states. 7 countries and 15 states in America. We have a lot of other states in America than 15. I don't think anybody knows exactly how many states there are, but it's more than 15.
I know how many states there are.
Nobody knows. Nobody could possibly know that number.
There's one.
One state.
Actually, there's 49 states. Texas isn't considered a state because it's its own deal. Trust me.
It used to be. I don't know. Ask any Texan, they'll tell you they still are their own country. They run it. They run the other 49 states. As well it should be. We've got 2 new tournaments that jump out on the calendar, Johnny. The Colonial Life Charity Classic in South Carolina and the OcuNet Classic in Amarillo, Texas. That'd be kind of fun to go to. I don't know when it is on the schedule. The season will end at the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, now at the Federal Club in Virginia. Top 20 earn PGA Tour cards. If you finish 21 through 60, you're still fully exempt. The tour is still the proving ground. It always has been, and I'm here for it. I'm not mad at the Korn Ferry at all. As a matter of fact, I wish we had better TV coverage of the Korn Ferry. I know it's on the Golf Channel from time to time, but they don't cover it like they do the big. I mean, I get why, but I mean, I would still love to see more coverage. Are they still having the tournament? I haven't really got over the schedule yet. I've been so consumed with the start of the PGA Tour and the Koepka story. Are they still having the event in Dallas? I know they had it at Rangers for a while. It was Veritex, but I know Veritex got bought out by Huntington Bank. They were a big sponsor of the Veritex Bank. So are they still having the Texas? Listen. The only Texas stop is Amarillo. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, unfortunate that they're not having there. So the PGA, the Korn Ferry Tour shuffles. Sponsorships are hard to come by, so they're going to go where the sponsorships lead them to. So, which is just smart. But listen, for everyone watching, even you, if you've never been to a Korn Ferry event, go, because it's a lot more intimate. You don't yell have things at the golfers in their backswing, and they don't even care. No, that's just still frowned upon no matter where you go. Even you can't, even the Muni golf course that you play, you still probably not the best thing to do. It's just not. But listen, I mean, if you really want to watch some good golf and get intimate, and these guys are, they're focused, but they're more accessible than the PGA Tour guys. I mean, listen, they're great events. And again, you're seeing some of the rising stars on the PGA Tour, and you're seeing some old guys on the PGA Tour. If you're a casual golf fan and just like it, Korn Ferry Tour, if it's in your area, go watch it,
because you'll really enjoy it. They still got everything the PGA Tour has. You're just not fighting and paying XYZ for parking. Hospitality is great. The what they have here in Kansas City at the Advent Health is just fantastic. For me, the accessibility as a 20-year PGA member and in the media now, transition to the media, the accessibility I had, one of my great friends played in the event last year that I worked with for a long time, superstar, decided to get in the teaching mode now, Curtis Thompson. We're going to have him on the show a lot this year to promote his new teaching brand down in South Florida. Curtis is a great guy, played at LSU. Everybody knows his story. Sister Lexi, brother played the PGA Tour, Nicholas. So we're going to have Curtis on a lot this year to really talk about the trials and tribulations of the Korn Ferry Tour. He played a lot, played the PGA Tour for 2 years, played 3 U.S. Opens. A great guy, great to have insight. So we're going to talk a little bit about a lot more of this Korn Ferry, and that's one of the reasons why I want to bring Curtis on a lot this year.
So the Korn Ferry Tour starts this week, as I mentioned, in the Bahamas. They will continue next week in the Bahamas. And then to close out the month, they will be in Panama City, Panama at the Panama Championship. Then they head to Open February in Bogota, Colombia. Then they close out February in Buenos Aires, Argentina, before they open March in Santiago.
Favorite place in the world. I lived there for over a year. My favorite place in the world. Favorite place in the world.
They speak American there?
Sure they do.
Oh, all right. Thought it was a third world country.
No, it's not. No, Buenos Aires is
that like a shacks and 2 stoplights in the whole town.
Coming from the guy that doesn't have a passport.
And never will. Santiago, Chile to open March, and then you close out March. I don't know how you go from Santiago, Chile to Savannah, Georgia at the Club Car Championship at the Landings.
Well, they started their season. That's what we used to do playing the Challenge Tour when I was playing in Europe. We would start in South America and then have the South American series. And then when we finished up, we would go back over to the mainland. We would go back over to Europe. So that's what they're doing smart.
Yeah, that's what they're doing here. So you go to Savannah, first week of April, you're at Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And then you're down to Mexico in April, and then Elgin, South Carolina, Knoxville, Tennessee. You close out May in Raleigh, North Carolina. You open June in Greer, South Carolina, before everyone comes to Amarillo. Maybe I'll head to Amarillo for that because that'd be a lot of fun. I like Amarillo. Go get me one of them steaks.
I don't know much about it.
Amarillo. Well, it's just the steakhouses there, the Big Texan with a 72-ounce ribeye. It's freaking amazing.
Makes sense.
And then you're closing out June in Springfield, Illinois at Panther Creek before you head to Colorado. And then Illinois, you close out July in Ogden, Utah at the Ogden Golf and Country Club. Then to Omaha, Nebraska, Boise, Idaho. And then, Johnny, the Advent Health Championship, August 20th at Blue Hills Country Club in Kansas City, Missouri.
I was there last year covering the event. Yeah. It was a really good event. Golf course is really good. Kind of a little quirky golf course. The players weren't, Advent Health is a big deal. Kansas City is a big medical city, so they support it. They're great crowds, probably top 5 biggest crowds on the Korn Ferry Tour, so it's very well supported. Golf course is good, old school golf course. It's a great addition to the Kansas City sports area right before the Kansas City Chiefs start playing football.
And then September kicks off in Franklin, Tennessee. And then, Johnny, September 17th, the Nationwide Children's Hospital Championship at the Ohio State University Golf Club. The Scarlet Course. Maybe Rob will invite you over for that.
I've been invited a million times. When you hang out with Rob Robinson, it has a tendency not to be about golf. So,
I'm aware. Remember, I got to see him.
Yeah, that's a work week for me. So I got him next week. I got him next week for a whole week out at Pebble Beach. We got him an invite, another invite for the Pebble Beach Invitational in the next couple of weeks. So it is going to be the Robbie show again. He missed it the last few years with some health issues, but glad to have old Rob Robinson back.
Nothing wrong with the Rob Robinson show. And then maybe I can make it to this one. This is probably a little closer than Amarillo. The Compliance Solutions Championship, October 1st in Owasso, Oklahoma, which is just north of Tulsa at the Patriot Golf Club. And then they close out their season, Johnny, October 8th, the Korn Ferry Tour Championship presented by Virginia's Richmond region in Glen Allen, Virginia at the Federal Club. So lots of opportunity for some Korn Ferry action here for sure.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to covering and really like we talked about getting the people that might not know some of these guys that you don't know now, but you're going to know here in the future. And it's good to support those guys.
And then of course we will be talking some LPGA this year as well. I don't have their calendar in front of me, but they start the month right out at in Orlando.
They'll start in Orlando at Lake Nona, first week of February, and end of this month, first week of February. So we'll be covering a few of those LPGA events, a little bit more than we did last year. I think people have been asking us a lot about, talk a little bit about more LPGA, especially how the tour is starting to trend forward, which we love.
Yeah.
So no, we're looking forward to that. But you want to take a quick break and then we'll get into our picks and then
maybe you and I can head out to their second event, February 19th, the Honda LPGA Thailand in Pattaya, Thailand. I'd love to go to. There's not a lot of places overseas I want to go. I would love to go to Pattaya though.
You won't come back. You won't come back.
Pretty sure I will.
It's called Pattaya.
No, it's Pattaya. How they say it over there? I'm just telling you. I know a lot.
Coming from a guy that doesn't have a passport.
No, but I watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, of course you do.
What is it?
Watch a YouTube video that teaches you how to get a passport.
I don't want a passport. I will never have a passport.
You can't go to Thailand without a passport. You can't go to Thailand without a passport.
You want to watch me?
We gonna take a boat?
No, we'll just swim. What is it? It's not very far. A couple hours.
No,
I don't even know where Thailand is.
Thank God for the break.
Is that near Corpus Christi, Thailand?
Oh boy,
we are from the rough. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. I am Pattaya Tim. That's China Johnny. Back after this for Johnny's pick.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other Turf Life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports as we wrap up our Preview Wednesday, our brand new format. Preview Wednesday with not just your PGA Tour discussion, but we're talking Korn Ferry. We're going to get into LPGA this year. We're going to get into all of it. We'll talk some DP World Tour, but we will not talk live golf unless it comes up in another story.
Yeah, unless it's that's a good point. Good point.
Unless there's some way we can somehow talk bad about it, then, I'm here for that.
We won't be reviewing leaderboards and doing live picks just like TGL probably.
Oh, well, hell, we'll talk more TGL than we will live. I mean, if that.
Yeah, but that's not going to be much either. So,
no, definitely not. Because if we haven't already started on the TGL talk, we're probably not going to, because it's already happened.
Yeah.
So let's get into what everyone loves, what their favorite part of the show is, Johnny. It's the part of the show where you make them some money, but there's a caveat to that, because in order for you to make them money, they have to sit through my not making them money with my picks. Because Johnny sent me some talking points today, and he even made it very clear, yes, you're doing picks. Because I might not have done that this year because nobody cares.
Nah, people like to laugh, but
it is a good
laugh. You did have an outright winner last year.
I
don't remember who that was. I'll give you your accolades when it's appropriate. You had one, I don't remember who it was, but I know you did. The only reason I do know because you didn't let me live it down.
For at least a week.
Just about a week. Shit, it'd be great if it was a week.
Maybe a month. I don't remember.
There we go. Yeah.
I don't remember. All right. Well, let's get to my picks before we get to Johnny's picks, and I'll even let everybody hear the music.
Struggling.
Yes, I am struggling right now. Let's get into the music. And Johnny has not seen my pick, so I'm going to look for the thumbs, the look on the face as I present to you, Johnny, my picks for the Sony.
Trash.
It's always trash.
It's actually not bad.
Johnny says they're always trash. I will start from the back, Johnny. My top 20, because I like to go backwards. Just ask the ladies. Ryan Gerard.
Trash.
My top 20 at plus 240. Why Ryan Gerard? Man, he is a confident golfer right now, Johnny, and he's got a game that's beginning to back it up. I like everything about Ryan Gerard right now. And if
he hasn't played in 2 months. He hasn't played in 2 months.
If he doesn't finish in the top 20, he might outright win this damn thing. He plays well at Waialae. So yeah, I like Ryan Gerard. Plus, he's never been on my card before.
Why is that a lie? That's a lie.
No, he's never been on my card before. My top 10 at plus 475. Man, talk about value, Johnny.
There's some value there.
Matt McCarty. He's to be honest, I forgot Matt McCarty existed.
Won last year.
Yeah, because I think since he won at the end of last year, he's a little bit forgettable. It was his first full season on the tour. Will be this year, and so he's going to get his feet underneath him. And he's also got some confidence because it's his first full season on the tour, right? So why not? Why not a little Matt McCarty in top 10 at plus 475? And then Johnny, not a lot of value, but look, I didn't go Scotty Scheffler either. I mean, he's not playing, but I didn't go Scotty Scheffler here. I did go, and you know what? Kohler backed me up on this. Great minds think alike, Kohler. Because at 17-1, I would have liked to see that like around 20-1 or 22-1. I think would be a little better, but we'll go with 17-1 because that's what I saw. Hideki Matsuyama, as he gives me a bow because I picked him. And, I think he wins a lot more than people think.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a couple of 2-win seasons in 3 of his last 4.
He's battled some injury last few years.
So, yeah. I mean, he won his last time out at the Hero World Challenge. That was his last time out. So, yeah. I like some Hideki Matsuyama. All right. Well, that's enough for me. Trash still? Everything's trash, right?
I don't mind it. I mean, it's not it's not, public city, put your trash can outside and let them pick it up. But it has a little tendency to, it could be the bathroom trash. It's not a big trash can. It's just a little one you throw your tissues in. But you are right. Great minds think alike. But fortunately, you guys don't have great minds.
No.
You have minds full of fireball.
So it's not a dumpster fire. It's just a little bathroom trash can. That's what.
Yeah, saying. It's just a little tissue bag.
All right, good enough. All right, well then let's get into why everyone's here, and that is for Johnny's picks. As he walks us through his card, Taylor Montgomery is not on it, and that's maybe our only redeeming quality. Taylor
Montgomery is certainly not on, and he's certainly not on the Korn Ferry Tour. Listen, just to get a recap of last year, guys, wasn't our greatest year. We pride ourselves on working very hard at this. Our last year, our not greatest year. It's the worst we've had in our handicapping system in 5 to 6 years. We are plus $1,785 net profit. 1785. Our matchup record 53, 23, and 8 on our matchup record. So that tells you we didn't have a great year when we picked our outright winners or our top 10s, top 20s, but we thrived on matchups like we always do. This is our bread and butter, but still not a great year, but it's still a profitable year. So take that in context as we start this 2026 PGA Tour season. I'm excited about the year. I'm excited about the opportunities that FanStream Sports has given us. The PGA Tour is giving FanStream Sports with more credentials, getting out on the PGA Tour. Myself, Scott Hamilton, Tim, getting more in depth on the PGA Tour, covering Korn Ferry. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's just better insight for all you guys that follow us, and we're going to start the year. We're going to start the year with the winner. How about that? How about that? We're going to start the year with the winner. My first pick. A guy has 2 gloves and 2 A's in his first name, Aaron Rai, 35-1. Well, if you watch the show a little bit earlier, you're going to see, with the exception of Hideki Matsuyama at 35-1 when he won a few years ago, coming off injuries, there is no player that over the past 5 years has won odds under 50-1. So we're getting that around that area that we really liked, but it also fits the golf course. 25 to 30 mile an hour winds, maybe a little 20 might lay down, but that's normal out there. Aaron Rai, a grinder, solid putter on Bermuda, 35-1's our pick. The ultimate grinder, just like Aaron Rai, Brian Harmon. He doesn't have 2 A's in his name back to
No,
back.
he actually does
have 3 A's. Not back. I said not back to back. Now slow down. Let me talk.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let me talk. He has 3 A's, just like Aaron Rai. At 45-1, you look at it. You look at a guy that very good on Bermuda. Very, very good on Bermuda. One of the best putters on Bermuda greens, coming from Georgia. Not going to make a lot of mistakes. Not the longest hitter, but you don't need that at Waialae. 45-1, Brian Harmon is going to start the year off right. We say this every time he's on our card. Denny McCarthy, the best putter in the world. Doesn't matter if he's on Bermuda. Doesn't matter if he's on Zoysia. Doesn't matter if he's on Paspalum, bent, carpet, concrete. I don't care where the hell this guy is at. 55-1, best putter in the world. I'm going to take him in this spot at 55-1. Ham sandwich, Eric Cole, 80-1. Listen to me when I don't know why he's 80-1 here. I know he didn't have the greatest form last year, but you look at a guy that lives in South Florida, used to this type of grass, grainy ass Bermuda greens. Doesn't fit. The golf course doesn't fit a long hitter. He makes this in spades. Listen, I think this guy, but I'm surprised he hasn't won more. He hasn't contended more on the PGA Tour, but 80-1, first event of the year. Not a massive field, not a superstar studded field, but the golf course fits him so well from where he plays in West Palm Beach. Listen, it's a perfect place for him. Eric Cole, 80-1. 2 top 10s. Your favorite buddy, Corey Connors, the Canadian. CC, how many N's he's got in his name? O's, 3 O's, 17 N's. Corey Connors plus 300. Listen, one of the best ball strikers on the PGA Tour. Both of his PGA Tour wins were in San Antonio on kind of new Bermuda greens, but a guy like that, he kind of confuses me a little bit. He's from the north, from Canada, played at Kent State, really used to playing on bent greens, but he seems to play well, putt well on Bermuda.
He's adaptable, like Canadians.
Yeah, kind of a weird stat. Adaptable, I wouldn't really say that for Canadians, but you can say what you want. That's fine. But at plus 300 to start the year, one of the best ball strikers playing on these type of greens. I like him here at plus 300. Nico Echevarria, plus 350. Finished second here last year. Form was a little bit shaky last year. Most of the year, kept his card. I thought he would contend a little bit more. One of the better ball strikers on the PGA Tour with his second place finish. He seemed to figure out the golf course, the dog legs. Again, he's one of the longer hitters out there. So if he can tame it a little bit like he did last year, use that game plan to have a chance to win. I just didn't like his form going into the year and taking a break. It could bode well. It could bode not. We'll see what happens. I didn't pick him to win, but I like him in a top 10 spot at plus 350. Your boy, I don't know why you like this corny Miss Doubtfire, new Miss Doubtfire.
Love Harry Hall.
Harry Hall. He is the new Colin Montgomery, Miss Doubtfire. If you look at him on the driving range, not in the greatest shape in the world. Looks corny with the hat. I'm not all about that Ben Crenshaw hat. People love it. People don't.
I love
Who cares? He's a great putter. Top 20, decent value at plus 165, finished in the top 20. I like him. And Chris Gotterup, plus 225. Chris Gotterup came on the scene last year, winning the Scottish Open. Had a real solid year. He's one of the lowest. He's one of the lowest ball strikers to launch angle on the PGA Tour. He hits it knee high to a grasshopper. He can hit it low. If it gets windy, again, contrasting styles from some of these guys when it gets windy. Hideki, who you like? Chris Gotterup, who I like, who hits it a little bit lower. I like him in this spot with the weather getting windy. Chris Gotterup, great value to finish in the top. I think he continues his trend, playing well on the PGA Tour. He got his feet wet. He's got to win. PGA Tour member now, super talented guy, just a strong Jersey guy, not scared of anything. He's not scared to hit golf shots. I think that's what you have to have here. Be creative. Short game's really good, and a really good putter on Bermuda. So that's the card this week. Excited for 2026. This starts the year. Again, stats weren't great last year on the profitability side, but we did make everybody profit. Listen, we'll say this all the time. Follow the system. Don't think you're smarter than the room. Don't think you're smarter than Tim, which you are. Take your value. Take your bets every single week. Follow the system. And you will make money betting on the PGA Tour in 2026.
Incredible, Johnny. Can't wait to see how things shape out for the betting side of it, for all of the amazing golfers we will be following on 4 different tours this year on From the Rough, the Korn Ferry, the PGA, the LPGA, and the DP. Looking forward to all of it. Our Wednesday recaps, 5 o'clock Central, live every Monday is our recaps. Wednesdays, our preview show, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern. Plus, all of our back episodes can be found wherever you get your podcasts or at fanstreamsports.com. Live there, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on X, as well as Twitch and Kick. We're also broadcasting live there.
We're everywhere.
We are in the air and everywhere. So this is where we are. The PGA Tour is back. The Sony Open sets the tone. Brooks Koepka is back. And the road to the big leagues still runs through the Korn Ferry Tour. Hope is officially alive again. Enjoy Waialae, enjoy the storylines, and remember, every season starts with a clean scorecard. For Johnny, I'm Tim. We'll see you next time, which is Monday, right here on From the Rough. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight. We'll see you.